Hello, everyone. Look what happened in Omaha over the weekend. I am Semi-Retired Bob. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Today is just kind of a miscellaneous odds and ends day. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. What you're watching is you're watching me clear snow. Yuck. I know this doesn't sound really interesting, but if you consider 3.5 years ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for a couple minutes without severe pain. It gets a bit more interesting. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, drop down in the comments and say hi, Bob. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 62 years old and doing things I couldn't do when I was 40, like out here clearing the snow. As you'll see in the start of this video, I did the sidewalk with the shovel because I didn't think we'd really gotten that much. And after I took a few swipes at the driveway with the shovel, it was one of those temperatures where it looked like light fluffy snow, but then it ended up being a little slushy on the bottom, which made it really heavy. So I, of course, after a little bit of time there on the top of the driveway, got out the snowblower and finished it that way. But that's just how it goes. It was just a little bit on the heavy side, so I decided not to stress myself out. But anyway, we're going to talk about vitamin C here in just a moment, but first, it would not be the Monday, December the 1st, after the game up north, if I didn't say congratulations to the Ohio State University Buckeyes for not just beating Michigan, but dominating Michigan in every phase of the game. As I noticed, we out-Michiganed Michigan because Michigan over the last few years has beaten Ohio State by playing tough, physical, run the ball. And Ohio State had an almost 12-minute drive in the second half where they just ran the ball. So congratulations to my Buckeyes. It's always good to beat that team up north. Yes, indeed. But, you know, we talk about vitamin C a lot and all of the other stupid things that people on the other side of the aisle like to talk about. Oh, well, you can't do carnivore because vitamin C, though, because of fiber, though, because, you know, they have all of their reasons why carnivore isn't going to work for you. And no matter how many times I explain this, some new person sticks their head up above the wall and says, hey, you can't do carnivore because of vitamin C, though. Well, there is no problem. There is a little bit of vitamin C in meat. And as it turns out, there's enough. If there wasn't enough, then how do you explain all of these multi-year and several multi-decade carnivores that are out there on YouTube, and I'm sure there's more than those that don't have YouTube channels, that have been doing it for a really long time, and yet they don't have scurvy. Scurvy takes about 6 weeks to develop. And yet here we are. I'm at the 3.5 year mark, and I don't have scurvy. My friend Rick down in Florida is at the 42-year mark, and he doesn't have scurvy, and the list goes on and on and on. What happens, and we've talked about, you know, the recommended daily allowances of many different things on this channel, but in talking about the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C, that is based on the fact that vitamin C and sugar are both taken up by the GLUT4 receptors in the body. As Professor K likes to talk about it, the example he uses is think of two fat guys trying to push through a revolving door. The biggest of the two usually wins the fight to get into the revolving door. But if you take away the sugar, the glucose, you don't need nearly as much vitamin C to have enough in your cells. It's one of those things that you'd think would be really, really obvious because you don't have carnivores coming down with scurvy all over the country. But here we are having to go over it again because every time you turn around, somebody is out there on the interwebs saying, but vitamin C though, well, show me one case, just one case where a carnivore has gotten scurvy. And now, I know there was a guy over, I think it was in Japan, but I won't swear to that. But it turns out he wasn't really doing carnivore, he was having rice with his meat. Well, rice is sugar. And if you're going to do some amounts of carbs, you're probably going to have to supplement vitamin C because the glucose in your system from even a little bit of carb is going to muscle out that vitamin C. Which is why I think occasionally you'll see some people that do keto and ketovore, the occasional thing they have that isn't carnivore has some vitamin C in it. Because if you're going to have carbs in your diet, you're going to need some vitamin C. But as we here on this channel talk about strict carnivore, you don't need the vitamin C. Okay, I've done my rant about vitamin C for the day. I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully you had your plan, you stuck with it, and you got right back on carnivore the day after Thanksgiving. For those of you that stuck with it all the way through and didn't have anything that you shouldn't have on Thanksgiving, I tip my hat to you. Congratulations. I'm glad you had a very good run of that. And this is where I'm going to leave you today. I am going to go ahead and play you a little music, let you finish watching me run the snowblower and get rid of the snow, because it wasn't too bad, but as you'll be able to see in the video, I think the wind was blowing, so of course I got some snow in the face, which was cold, but the rest of me stayed pretty good. And we'll talk about getting out of here and getting down to Texas here really, really soon. But for now, don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the music.